Close your eyes and listen. In the stillness of this moment, something invisible is at work. It moves through your room like a silent breeze. It touches every object, every breath, every thought. This gentle force has a name. We call it entropy. You cannot see entropy. You cannot hold it in your hands. But you feel its presence everywhere. It is the reason your hot tea grows cool. The reason your phone battery slowly drains. The reason fallen leaves crumble into soil. Entropy is not your enemy. It is simply the way things are. Like gravity pulls objects down, entropy pulls order apart. Not with violence or haste. With patience. With tenderness. Like a mother's hand smoothing wrinkled sheets. Think of a sandcastle on the beach. A child builds it with care. Towers and walls. Moats and bridges. Perfect order carved from chaos. But the waves keep coming. Gentle, persistent waves. Each one carries away a grain of sand. The castle does not fight. It simply returns to the sea. This is entropy's work. The quiet undoing of order. The soft return to balance. Your body knows this rhythm well. Your heart beats steadily, pumping warm blood to cool places. Your lungs breathe in fresh air, breathe out used air. Heat flows from your warm skin to the cooler air around you. Energy spreads. Temperature evens out. Everything seeks its natural rest. Even now, as you listen, entropy whispers through your thoughts. Ideas that once seemed sharp become soft around the edges. Worries that felt urgent begin to fade. Your mind, like everything else, moves toward peace. Scientists have studied entropy for over a century. They have given it formulas and laws. But long before science had words for it, people felt its presence. Ancient storytellers spoke of cycles. Birth and death. Growth and decay. Order rising from chaos, then returning again. In your kitchen, entropy works its quiet magic. Sugar dissolves in water, molecules dancing until they spread evenly throughout. Coffee cools to match the air around it. Ice melts and becomes one with its liquid home. No force required. No struggle. Just the natural flow toward balance. Your house settles this way too. Dust gathers on shelves. Paint slowly fades. Wood expands and contracts with the seasons. These are not signs of failure. They are signs of entropy's gentle touch. Everything returns to dust, but slowly, beautifully, without rush. The universe itself follows this same quiet law. Stars burn bright, then dim. Galaxies spiral and spread apart. Hot places cool. Cold places warm, ever so slightly. Like a vast ocean finding its level, the cosmos moves toward perfect calm. But here is entropy's greatest gift. In its slow unmaking, it creates space for new making. A fallen tree becomes soil for saplings. Your exhaled breath becomes oxygen for plants. Energy never disappears. It simply changes form, spreads out, begins again. This is why entropy feels peaceful, not frightening. It promises that nothing lasts forever. Your stress will fade. Your pain will ease. Your restless thoughts will settle like sediment in still water. What seems permanent is actually flowing, changing, softening with time. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, entropy is your companion. It slows your racing heart. It relaxes your tense muscles. It dims the bright thoughts that keep you awake. Your body temperature drops slightly. Your breathing deepens. Your mind releases its tight grip on the day. This is not defeat. This is surrender to the universe's gentlest law. Like a leaf letting go of its tree, you let go of consciousness. Not because you must, but because it feels natural. Right. Peaceful. In your bloodstream, molecules slow their frantic dance. In your brain, electrical signals grow quiet. Energy that was concentrated in thought and worry spreads throughout your resting body. Heat radiates gently into your pillow, your blankets, the air around you. You are not fighting entropy. You are joining its ancient rhythm. The same rhythm that rocks waves against the shore. That turns seasons from summer to fall. That guides planets in their orbits and atoms in their dance. Every exhale carries away a little more tension. Every heartbeat spreads calm through your veins. You sink deeper into entropy's embrace, and it feels like coming home. Like returning to a place you have always known but never visited. Your thoughts begin to scatter like dandelion seeds on the wind. Memories blur at their edges. Plans for tomorrow soften into distant dreams. The sharp boundaries between sleep and waking begin to dissolve. This is entropy's lullaby. Not the harsh crash of destruction, but the gentle whisper of release. The soft promise that all things, in their own time, find their way to rest. As you drift toward sleep, entropy works its quiet magic on your dreams too. Images blend and flow. Logic loosens its grip. Your sleeping mind becomes a place where anything can happen, where order gives way to beautiful chaos. But even in this chaos, patterns emerge. Your dreams follow their own hidden rhythm, their own path toward peace. Entropy does not destroy. It simply rearranges. It takes the pieces of your day and creates something new, something softer, something that belongs to the night. And so you rest, held by entropy's invisible hands. Tomorrow, you will wake refreshed. Energy will gather again. Order will emerge from the gentle disorder of sleep. But for now, you let go. You trust the ancient law that governs all things. In this surrender, you join the stars in their slow burning, the mountains in their patient wearing away, the oceans in their endless circulation. You become part of entropy's vast, quiet song. And in the morning, when you wake, you will carry this peace with you. This understanding that everything flows, everything changes, everything finds its way to rest. But first, let us explore how this gentle force moves through the simplest things around you, starting with the molecules that dance in your very breath. Picture the cup of tea beside your bed. Steam rises from its surface in delicate spirals. The liquid inside glows amber in the soft light. Right now, billions of tiny dancers are moving inside that cup. You cannot see them, but they are there. Water molecules. Tea molecules. All of them dancing. These molecules are so small that millions could fit on the period at the end of this sentence. Yet each one moves with purpose. In your hot tea, they dance wildly. They spin and tumble and race through the liquid like children at play. Their movement creates the heat you feel when you wrap your hands around the cup. Heat is not a thing. It is a feeling. The feeling of molecules in motion. The faster they dance, the hotter they feel. The slower they move, the cooler they become. Your tea is warm because its molecules are dancing fast. The air around it is cool because its molecules dance slowly. But something beautiful is happening. The fast dancers are slowing down. The slow dancers are speeding up, just a little. Energy flows from the excited molecules in your tea to the calm molecules in the air. Like a crowded dance floor gradually finding its rhythm, everything moves toward balance. This is entropy's most gentle lesson. Energy always spreads. Always seeks to even out. Always flows from where there is more to where there is less. Not because it must, but because this is the path of least resistance. The natural way. Watch the steam rising from your tea. Each wisp carries heat molecules up into the cooler air. They spread and disperse, sharing their energy with everything they touch. The ceiling. The walls. The space around your bed. Heat radiates outward like ripples on a pond. Your teacup conducts heat too. The warm liquid touches the ceramic walls. The fast-dancing molecules bump against the slower ones in the cup itself. Energy passes through, warming the ceramic, which then warms your hands when you hold it. Even through the air, heat travels. The warm molecules near your cup move faster, taking up more space. They become lighter than the cool air around them. They rise, and cooler air flows in to take their place. Tiny currents form. A miniature wind system created by dancing molecules. This is how your tea cools. Not all at once, but gradually. Patiently. Each molecule sharing its energy until the wild dance becomes a gentle sway. The scalding heat becomes warmth. The warmth becomes coolness. The coolness matches the air around it. Your body works the same way. Inside you, molecules dance with the energy of life. Your blood carries warmth from your core to your fingers and toes. Your skin releases heat to the cooler air around you. Even your breath carries away dancing molecules, each exhale a tiny cloud of body-warm air. As you rest, your molecular dance slows. Your heart rate drops. Your breathing deepens. The frantic energy of your day settles into the peaceful rhythm of night. Heat flows gently from your warm body to your cool pillow, your soft blankets, the quiet air of your room. This is not loss. This is sharing. Your molecules are not disappearing. They are spreading their energy, finding balance, joining the greater dance that includes everything around you. The wood of your bed frame. The cotton of your sheets. The metal of your lamp. All of it connected by the gentle flow of heat. In winter, you feel this molecular dance more clearly. Step outside, and the fast dancers in your warm body meet the slow dancers in the cold air. Energy flows quickly from you to the world around you. You shiver as your molecules try to keep their dance alive against the cooling influence of winter. But inside your warm room, the dance is gentler. Your radiator or heater adds energy to the air molecules, speeding up their dance. They bump into the molecules in the walls, the furniture, you. Everything warms together. Everything finds the same comfortable rhythm. Scientists call this thermal equilibrium. A fancy name for what you already know. Hot things cool down. Cold things warm up. Eventually, everything finds the same temperature. The same speed of molecular dance. Perfect balance. Your tea will reach this balance too. In an hour, it will match the temperature of your room exactly. Its molecules will dance at the same gentle pace as the air around it. No more energy flowing out. No more steam rising. Just peaceful equilibrium. But even in this stillness, the dance continues. The molecules never truly stop moving. They simply find a rhythm that matches everything around them. Like a symphony where all the instruments finally play in harmony. This molecular dance happens everywhere. In the stars above, hydrogen molecules move so fast they fuse together, creating the energy that lights up the night sky. In the earth below, rock molecules dance so slowly that mountains seem perfectly still, even as they flow like thick honey over millions of years. In your garden, water molecules dance from the soil up through plant roots, out through leaves, into the air. The water cycle is really a vast molecular dance, energy flowing from the warm earth to the cool sky and back again. Even in your sleeping body, this dance of balance continues. Oxygen molecules dance from your lungs into your blood. Sugar molecules dance from your digestive system to your muscles. Waste molecules dance away through your kidneys and liver. All of it flowing, sharing, seeking balance. Your dreams tonight might be filled with dancing molecules too. Images that flow and blend like steam rising from tea. Thoughts that warm and cool like seasonal air. Memories that share their energy with new ideas, creating something beautiful and unexpected. As your tea cools beside you, it teaches the most fundamental truth about our universe. Everything flows. Everything shares. Everything seeks the peaceful balance where all things dance together in gentle harmony. The fast becomes slow. The hot becomes cool. The excited becomes calm. And in this cooling, this slowing, this calming, there is profound beauty. The beauty of letting go. Of sharing energy freely. Of joining the universal dance that connects all things. Your tea will be cool by morning. Its molecules will have shared their dance with your entire room. What started as concentrated energy in a small cup will have spread throughout your space, warming everything just a tiny bit. This is entropy's gift. Not destruction, but distribution. Not ending, but sharing. And as you drift towards sleep, your own molecular dance slows to match this peaceful rhythm. Your breathing deepens. Your heartbeat calms. Your thoughts begin to cool and settle like tea left on a nightstand. But even as this gentle cooling happens, something else is taking shape. In your windowsill, morning frost might already be forming, water molecules slowing their dance until they create delicate crystals of perfect order. Hold an ice cube in your open palm. Feel its perfect edges. Its smooth surfaces. Its geometric corners that catch the light. This small frozen cube holds a secret. It remembers what water looked like when time stood still. Inside this ice, millions of water molecules have arranged themselves in perfect rows. Like soldiers in formation. Like dancers frozen mid-step. Each molecule knows exactly where it belongs. Each one holds its neighbor in a crystal embrace that has lasted since the moment of freezing. This is order at its most beautiful. Structure. Organization. Every water molecule locked in place by invisible bonds. The ice cube has sharp edges because its molecules line up in straight, predictable patterns. Geometry made manifest in frozen water. But your warm palm tells a different story. Heat flows from your skin into the cold crystal. Energy passes from your dancing molecules into the still, ordered ones trapped in ice. And slowly, quietly, the perfect structure begins to soften. The first drops appear at the corners. Where your palm touches most directly. Where heat flows most freely. The molecules there begin to remember how to move. They wiggle. They shake off their crystalline bonds. They become liquid again. Watch the water pool in your palm. Each drop was once part of that perfect order. Now it flows freely, following the curves of your hand. The rigid geometry of ice becomes the fluid poetry of water. Structure surrenders to flow. This is entropy's gentle magic. Not the violent breaking of bonds, but the patient loosening of rigid order. The ice does not shatter. It simply remembers that molecules prefer to dance rather than stand still. Prefer freedom over formation. As more heat flows from your palm, more molecules join the dance. The sharp edges of the cube become rounded. The straight lines curve. The perfect geometric form softens into something organic, flowing, alive. Feel the coolness spreading through your palm. The melting ice is taking heat from your hand, using that energy to break free from its crystal prison. Your warmth becomes the ice's liberation. Your energy becomes its movement. This trade feels fair. Balanced. You give heat, and receive coolness. The ice gives up its rigid order and receives the freedom to flow. Both of you change in the process. Both of you find something new. In nature, this same transformation happens everywhere. Icicles drip from rooftops in spring. Glaciers carve valleys as they slowly melt and flow. Frost on windows disappears with the morning sun. Always the same story. Perfect order yielding to gentle chaos. But ice holds other memories too. In its crystal structure lie the stories of how it formed. Was it snow that fell softly from winter clouds? Was it water that froze slowly in a quiet pond? Each piece of ice carries the history of its creation in the pattern of its molecules. When ice forms, water molecules slow their dance until they can barely move. They reach out to their neighbors, forming bonds that lock them in place. The liquid becomes solid. The flowing becomes still. Order emerges from chaos, but only temporarily. Your breath on a cold morning shows this same process in reverse. The warm water vapor from your lungs meets the cold air. The dancing molecules slow down, condense, become visible. For a moment, your breath becomes a small cloud. Then it disperses, returns to invisibility, joins the larger dance of the atmosphere. In your freezer, ice cubes wait in perfect stillness. They're molecules locked in crystalline memory. But even there, in that artificial winter, entropy works its patient magic. Tiny amounts of ice sublimate directly into vapor. The cubes slowly shrink. Order gradually returns to disorder, even in the cold. The puddle in your palm grows larger. The ice cube smaller. Soon, only a thin sliver remains. Then just drops. Then nothing but cool water spreading across your skin. The transformation is complete. The memory of ice lives now only in the coolness of your palm. This water will continue its journey. Some will evaporate from your skin, joining the air as invisible vapor. Some will be absorbed by your towel. Some will flow down the drain, returning to rivers, oceans, clouds. The same molecules that once stood in perfect crystalline order now dance freely through the world. Your body knows this dance intimately. The water inside you flows in currents. Blood through veins. Lymph through vessels. Tears across eyes. Saliva in your mouth. All of it liquid, flowing, free. Never frozen into rigid patterns. Always moving, always changing, always alive. Even your thoughts flow like melting ice. Ideas that once seemed solid and permanent soften at the edges. Memories that felt crystal clear blur and blend. The rigid structures of daytime thinking dissolve into the fluid creativity of dreams. As you prepare for sleep, your mind undergoes its own melting. The sharp edges of worry become rounded. The hard corners of stress flow away. Thoughts that stood in rigid formation begin to move and dance. Order gives way to the beautiful chaos of rest. In winter ponds, ice forms slowly from the surface down. Fish swim beneath the crystal ceiling, in water that stays liquid even as the world above freezes solid. They live in the space between order and chaos. Between the rigid world above and the flowing world below. You exist in a similar space. Your bones provide structure, like ice in a winter pond. But your blood flows warm and liquid through that framework. You are both solid and fluid. Both ordered and chaotic. Both ice and water, existing together in perfect balance. The melting cube in your palm teaches patience. Ice does not become water instantly. It takes time. Heat must flow. Molecules must remember how to move. Bonds must gently release their hold. The transformation happens gradually, naturally, without force. This is how all change happens. Slowly. Patiently. With the gentle application of energy over time. Mountains wear away one grain at a time. Relationships deepen one conversation at a time. Understanding grows one insight at a time. Like ice melting in a warm palm. Your sleeping body will undergo its own gentle melting tonight. Tense muscles will soften. Rigid thoughts will flow. The crystalline structure of your waking consciousness will dissolve into the liquid dreams of sleep. You will become fluid, flowing, free. In the morning, you will freeze again into the solid patterns of waking life. But right now, let yourself melt. Let the heat of rest flow through your rigid day thoughts. Let your mind remember how to be liquid, how to flow, how to dance. The ice cube is gone now. Only cool water remains on your palm. A puddle that holds the memory of perfect order, now returned to flowing freedom. This is entropy's promise. That all rigid things will soften. All structures will flow. All ice will remember how to be water again. And as you sink into sleep, you join this ancient rhythm. This eternal dance between order and chaos. Between ice and water. Between the structured world of day and the flowing world of dreams. But even as ice melts and order dissolves, something else is happening. In your lungs, in your blood, in every cell of your body, a different kind of dance continues. Place your hand on your chest. Feel the gentle rise and fall. Your lungs expand like soft balloons filling with air. They contract like gentle waves retreating from shore. This rhythm has continued since your first breath. It will continue until your last. But breathing is more than just moving air. It is entropy's most intimate dance. With each inhale, you draw in a mixture of gases. Oxygen, nitrogen, traces of carbon dioxide and water vapor. These molecules spread throughout your lungs like ink dropped in clear water. Your lungs are not simple bags. They are branching trees of tiny airways. Each breath travels down your throat, through your windpipe, into smaller and smaller tubes. Like rivers splitting into streams, then brooks, then trickling channels that reach every corner of your chest. At the end of these tiny airways wait millions of air sacs. Delicate bubbles no bigger than soap bubbles. Their walls are thinner than tissue paper. Across these fragile membranes, the most important trade in your body takes place. Oxygen molecules in your lungs want to spread out. They move toward areas where there are fewer oxygen molecules. Your blood carries less oxygen than the air you breathe. So the oxygen crosses over, flowing from high concentration to low concentration, following entropy's gentle law. At the same time, carbon dioxide flows the opposite way. Your blood carries this waste gas from your busy cells. It moves into your lungs where there is less carbon dioxide. Then you exhale it into the air. Two gases crossing paths like dancers changing partners. This exchange happens without effort, without thought. Millions of molecules following the simple rule that governs all things. Energy and matter spread out. High concentrations flow toward low concentrations. Balance seeks balance. Your blood carries the oxygen away like a river carrying boats. Red blood cells float through your vessels, each one loaded with oxygen molecules. They flow through your heart, out to your arms, your legs, your brain, delivering their precious cargo to cells that need it most. In your muscles, in your organs, in every living part of you, cells are working. They burn sugar and oxygen like tiny campfires. Energy to move. Energy to think. Energy to heal. Energy to live. But burning creates waste. Carbon dioxide forms like smoke from those cellular fires. Your blood picks up this waste, carries it back to your lungs, where you breathe it out into the world. The cycle completes. The circle closes. This is how you participate in the universe's great mixing. You breathe in oxygen that was once inside a tree leaf. You breathe out carbon dioxide that will feed tomorrow's flowers. The air you exhale today might travel around the earth before another person breathes it in. Every breath connects you to everything that has ever lived. The oxygen in your lungs was once in dinosaur lungs. Once in ancient fern leaves. Once bubbling up from prehistoric oceans. All of it cycling, mixing, spreading through the endless dance of entropy. Even as you sleep, this exchange continues. Your breathing slows but never stops. Your heart beats more gently but keeps pumping. Oxygen flows in. Carbon dioxide flows out. The mixing goes on, patient and peaceful. Your body knows exactly how much air you need. Special sensors taste your blood, measuring the levels of oxygen and carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide builds up, they signal your brain. Your breathing deepens. The balance restores itself. This happens without your awareness. Like the tides responding to the moon. Like flowers turning toward the sun. Your body follows rhythms older than consciousness. Older than thought. As natural as water flowing downhill. In your sleeping lungs, air mixes gently. Oxygen spreads evenly through each breath. Your blood carries it to every cell, even the tiniest ones in your fingertips and toes. No cell is forgotten. No corner of your body goes without the gift of breath. The air around you carries its own stories. Molecules that rose from ocean waves. Atoms that once lived in mountain rocks. Gases that traveled here from forests and fields. All of it mixing in your room, in your lungs, in your blood. When you sigh, you release not just carbon dioxide but tiny amounts of water vapor. Your breath is slightly warmer than the air around you. This warmth carries memories of your body's inner fires. Your exhale adds to the gentle mixing of your room's atmosphere. Plants around your home participate in this same dance. They breathe opposite to you, taking in carbon dioxide during the day, releasing oxygen. Their leaves are like tiny lungs, exchanging gases with the air. What you breathe out, they breathe in. What they release, you inhale. This is the breathing of the earth itself. The great circulation of gases that keeps all life alive. Oxygen flowing from plants to animals. Carbon dioxide flowing from animals to plants. The atmosphere mixing like a vast, gentle sea. Even the wind participates in this mixing. Air masses move across continents, carrying gases from one place to another. What factories release in one country might rain down in another. What forests produce in the Amazon might be breathed by children in distant cities. Your breath tonight joins this global circulation. The air you exhale will rise, mix with other air masses, travel on wind currents you will never see. Some of it might snow on mountains. Some might become morning dew. Some might be breathed by whales in distant oceans. This is how entropy works on the largest scale. Not just in your teacup or your ice cube, but in the entire atmosphere of Earth. Gases mixing. Temperatures evening out. Everything flowing toward balance, toward an even distribution of all things. Your dreams tonight might carry the rhythm of breathing. Images that flow in and out like tides. Thoughts that rise and fall like the gentle expansion of your chest. In sleep, even your mind breathes, taking in the day's experiences, releasing what it doesn't need. As you drift deeper into rest, your breathing becomes your anchor. Each inhale draws in calm. Each exhale releases tension. The steady rhythm connects you to the vast breathing of the world. To the wind in trees. To the rise and fall of ocean swells. To the slow, patient breathing of the earth itself. Your body temperature drops slightly as you relax. Your blood flows more slowly. Your cells burn oxygen at a gentler pace. The fires of your metabolism dim to warm embers, just enough to keep you alive through the peaceful hours of night. And in this slowing, this dimming, this gentle cooling, you join the universe's endless quest for balance. Your warm breath mixing with cool air. Your active day dissolving into restful night. Your conscious mind sinking toward the vast, quiet depths of sleep. But even as your earthly breathing slows and steadies, far above you in the darkness, ancient lights continue their own burning dance. Look up through your window into the night sky. Each point of light you see is a star. A massive ball of gas burning in the darkness of space. These distant suns have been shining for millions, sometimes billions of years. Yet even they cannot escape entropy's gentle law. Inside every star, a nuclear fire burns. Not the chemical fire of wood or coal, but something far more powerful. Deep in the star's core, hydrogen atoms crash together with incredible force. They fuse, becoming helium. In this fusion, a tiny amount of matter becomes pure energy. This energy begins a journey that takes thousands of years. It starts as gamma rays, the most energetic light in the universe. But as it tries to escape the star's dense core, it gets absorbed and re-emitted countless times. Each interaction steals a little energy. The gamma rays become X-rays. The X-rays become ultraviolet light. Finally, they become the gentle visible light that reaches your eyes. This transformation from gamma rays to visible light is entropy at work. The concentrated, high-energy radiation spreads out, becomes less intense, more diffuse. By the time starlight reaches you, it has cooled from the fierce heat of nuclear fusion to the soft glow you see in the night sky. Your sun follows this same pattern. Every second, it converts 4 million tons of matter into pure energy. This energy spreads out in all directions, traveling through space at the speed of light. Only a tiny fraction reaches Earth, but it is enough to warm your world, power your weather, grow your food. The sunlight that touched your face today began its journey in the sun's core before you were born. It took that light thousands of years to work its way from the nuclear furnace at the center to the surface. Then just 8 minutes to travel the 93 million miles to your planet. Stars are entropy's most magnificent example. They take the highly organized matter of hydrogen and helium and gradually transform it into energy and heavier elements. They create carbon, oxygen, iron, gold. All the elements that make up your body were forged in the nuclear hearts of ancient stars. But this stellar alchemy comes at a cost. Each fusion reaction moves the star further from its original state. The neat arrangement of light hydrogen becomes the more complex structure of heavier elements. Order gives way to a different kind of order, but the overall trend is toward greater entropy. Large stars burn bright and fast. They consume their nuclear fuel quickly, living only millions of years before exhausting their hydrogen. When they die, they explode as supernovas, scattering their enriched matter across space. This explosion is entropy's grand finale, spreading concentrated stellar material throughout the galaxy. Smaller stars like your Sun burn more slowly. They will shine for billions of years, gradually converting their hydrogen into helium. When they finally exhaust their fuel, they will swell into red giants, then shrink into white dwarfs. Cooling slowly over trillions of years until they become cold, dark cinders floating through space. Even now, as you rest in your bed, your Sun is losing mass. Solar wind carries particles away from its surface. The radiation it emits removes energy from its core. Slowly, patiently, it is giving itself away to the universe. This is not destruction but distribution. The Sun's substance becomes part of the cosmic medium that fills space. The light from distant stars carries this same message. Each photon that enters your eye has traveled for years, decades, centuries through the emptiness of space. It carries energy away from its parent star, spreading that stellar fire across the universe. The night sky is filled with the gentle dying of suns. But in this dying, there is incredible beauty. The colors you see in stars tell the story of their temperature, their age, their composition. Blue stars burn hot and fast. Red stars burn cool and slow. Yellow stars like your Sun burn at a comfortable middle temperature, perfect for supporting life on nearby planets. Double stars orbit each other in cosmic dances that last for millions of years. Sometimes one star steals matter from its companion, creating brilliant flares and explosions. Sometimes they merge, creating new, larger stars. Always, entropy guides these interactions, moving stellar matter toward more distributed, more balanced states. Star clusters gradually drift apart as their member stars follow slightly different paths through the galaxy. What once was a tight group becomes scattered across space. Gravity cannot forever hold them together against the gentle dispersing influence of galactic motion. Even galaxies themselves are not immune to entropy's law. They rotate, their spiral arms gradually winding up and smoothing out. Stars born in the dense spiral regions eventually drift into the more empty spaces between. Over billions of years, the organized structure of galaxies slowly relaxes into more uniform distributions. Your own galaxy, the Milky Way, is slowly merging with its neighbor, Andromeda. In about 4 billion years, these two island universes will become one larger, more loosely organized galaxy. Entropy operating on the grandest scale imaginable. The elements in your body participated in this cosmic story. The carbon in your muscles was forged in the core of a massive star that died billions of years ago. The iron in your blood was created in a supernova explosion that scattered stellar matter across space. You are literally made of star stuff, recycled through countless cycles of stellar birth and death. Tonight, as you breathe in the darkness, you participate in this cosmic recycling. The oxygen you inhale was created in stellar cores. The carbon dioxide you exhale will eventually become part of plants, which may someday become coal, which may burn and release its energy back to space. All of it flowing, cycling, spreading according to entropy's patient law. Your thoughts tonight might drift like starlight across the darkness of your mind. Ideas born in the bright core of consciousness, then spreading outward, losing their sharp focus, becoming gentle, diffuse inspiration. Even your dreams follow stellar patterns, burning bright with vivid images, then fading into the soft background glow of sleep. The warmth you feel under your blankets is a tiny echo of stellar fire. Your body burns food for energy, just as stars burn hydrogen. Your metabolism is like a gentle stellar core, creating the warmth that keeps you alive through the cool night hours. As stars slowly exhaust their fuel and cool into darkness, they teach the universe about patience. About the beauty of gradual change. About the grace of giving everything away, bit by bit, photon by photon, until only peaceful darkness remains. But this darkness is not empty. It is filled with the gifts that dying stars have given. Heavy elements. Warmth. Light. The very materials needed for planets, for oceans, for life itself. In their surrender to entropy, stars create the conditions for new forms of order to emerge. Your sleep tonight joins this stellar rhythm. Your active day slowly cooling into restful night. Your bright thoughts fading into the gentle darkness of dreams. Like a star banking its fires for the long, peaceful hours until dawn. And as you drift toward sleep, held by the same gravity that holds stars in their courses, you can almost feel the slow, majestic dance of cosmic time itself. Time moves in only one direction. Forward. Always forward. Like a river that never flows backward, never returns to its source. You have felt this truth your entire life. Childhood becomes memory. Today becomes yesterday. The future arrives as an endless stream of present moments. This one-way flow of time is intimately connected to entropy. As order dissolves into disorder, as energy spreads from concentrated to dispersed, time carries these changes forward. What entropy takes apart, time ensures can never be perfectly reassembled. Think of a photograph fading in sunlight. The bright colors slowly bleach away. The sharp details soften. The image that once captured a perfect moment becomes pale, ghostly, unclear. You cannot reverse this fading. You cannot make the photograph young again. Time's river has carried it too far downstream. Your memories follow this same gentle current. The vivid experiences of your childhood have softened at their edges. The exact words someone spoke last week have blurred together. The precise details of yesterday's lunch have already begun to fade. Memory, like everything else, moves with time toward a gentler, less defined state. But this fading is not loss. It is transformation. As sharp memories become soft impressions, they blend with other experiences. They become part of the flowing story of who you are. The river of time does not steal your past. It carries it forward, weaving it into the ongoing tapestry of your life. Your body knows this river intimately. Every cell in your body is younger than you are. Your skin replaces itself completely every few weeks. Your blood refreshes itself every few months. Your bones rebuild themselves every few years. You are not the same physical person you were 7 years ago. Time's current has carried away your old cells and brought you new ones. Yet something of you persists through all this change. Your patterns. Your habits. Your way of thinking and feeling. Like a river that maintains its shape even as new water flows through it constantly. You are both permanent and temporary. Both changing and unchanging. Both new and ancient. The food you ate for dinner tonight is already beginning its journey through time and entropy. Digestive enzymes break down complex proteins into simple amino acids. Starches become sugars. Fats dissolve into their component parts. The organized structure of your meal becomes the distributed energy that powers your cells. This process cannot run backward. You cannot digest your dinner. Cannot reassemble the broken down nutrients back into the original meal. Time's arrow points in only one direction, and entropy follows that same path. Even your thoughts flow with this current. The idea you had 5 minutes ago has already changed. It has connected with other thoughts, absorbed new information, evolved into something slightly different. Your mind is like a river delta, thoughts branching and flowing and merging in patterns that never exactly repeat. Sleep demonstrates time's one-way flow most clearly. You cannot return to yesterday's dreams. Cannot relive last night's rest. Each sleep is unique, unrepeatable, a journey down time's river that you take only once. Tonight's dreams will be different from any you have ever had before. Your house ages with you in this same current. Paint fades slowly in sunlight. Wood expands and contracts with the seasons. Metal oxidizes gradually, returning to rust. The organized structure of human-made things slowly relaxes back toward the simpler forms that nature prefers. Outside your window, trees grow taller year by year. Their rings record the passage of seasons, the flow of time made visible in wood. Each ring tells the story of one year's growth, one journey around the sun, one cycle of spring, summer, fall, and winter. Time accumulates in their trunks like sediment in a riverbed. The earth itself rides time's current. Continents drift slowly across its surface. Mountains rise and erode. Oceans expand and shrink. What seems permanent in human timescales flows and changes when viewed across millions of years. Even solid rock follows time's river toward dissolution. Stars, too, age as time carries them forward. They burn through their nuclear fuel in a process that cannot be reversed. Once hydrogen becomes helium in stellar cores, it stays helium. Once a star exhausts its fuel and dies, it cannot return to its youthful burning. The universe grows older with each passing moment, each star that dims, each galaxy that spreads apart. But time's river also brings renewal. Seeds scattered by autumn winds become spring flowers. Rain carries nutrients from old, eroded mountains to young, fertile valleys. The carbon dioxide you exhale tonight will feed tomorrow's plants. Nothing is truly lost in time's flow. Everything transforms into something new. Your breath follows this same pattern. Each exhale carries away the waste products of your metabolism. Each inhale brings fresh oxygen to replace what your cells have consumed. The air moves through you like time itself, never returning, always refreshing, always carrying away the old to make room for the new. As you lie in bed tonight, you are traveling through time at the speed of life. 1 second per second. 1 heartbeat per heartbeat. 1 breath per breath. You cannot slow this journey. Cannot pause it or speed it up. You can only ride time's current with grace and awareness. Your pillow holds the shape of your head from last night, but already it is changing. The fibers slowly return to their original form. The impression of your presence fades like footprints in sand, like words written in water. Everything flows. Everything changes. Everything follows time's gentle, irreversible current. The darkness outside your window moves with this same flow. Night becomes dawn. Dawn becomes day. Day becomes evening. The cycle repeats but never exactly duplicates. Each sunset is unique. Each sunrise happens only once. Time ensures that no moment ever returns exactly as it was. Your heartbeat marks time's passage like a gentle drum. Each beat pushes blood through your body, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every cell. Each pulse is a small step forward in time, a tiny current in a larger river that carries all life downstream. In your sleeping brain tonight, memories will consolidate. Important experiences will be strengthened. Unnecessary details will fade away. Your mind follows entropy's law even in sleep, organizing what matters, releasing what does not, allowing the natural flow of forgetting to make room for new learning. Your dreams will flow like tributaries feeding into time's main current. Images and emotions will merge and separate like streams joining and dividing. Stories will begin and end and transform into new stories. All of it flowing forward, never backward, never returning to exactly the same place twice. As you drift toward sleep, you join this ancient current. Your consciousness will fade gradually, like daylight dissolving into dusk. Your awareness will spread and diffuse, becoming something gentler, softer, less defined. Sleep is time's gift, a peaceful journey downstream to the place where conscious thought dissolves into rest. And in this dissolution, in this gentle surrender to time's flow, you discover something beautiful about the irreversible nature of existence itself. Your body is alive with quiet rebellion. Even as you rest peacefully in your bed, millions of tiny workers inside you resist entropy's pull. They build where entropy would break down. They organize where entropy would scatter. They create order in the face of universal chaos. Each cell in your body is a small factory of organization. Inside these microscopic chambers, complex molecules assemble themselves into even more complex structures. Proteins fold into precise shapes. DNA copies itself with remarkable accuracy. Sugars transform into energy with clockwork precision. This cellular work requires constant effort. Like swimming upstream against a strong current, your cells must continually fight entropy's tendency to dissolve order. They consume energy to maintain their structure. They repair damage as quickly as it occurs. They replace worn-out parts with fresh ones. Your heart demonstrates this beautiful resistance most clearly. For billion times in your lifetime, it will contract and relax. Each beat pushes blood through 60,000 miles of vessels. Each pulse maintains the circulation that keeps every cell alive. This rhythmic rebellion against stillness continues even as you sleep. In your liver, chemical workers sort through everything you have consumed today. They break down toxins that could harm you. They convert nutrients into forms your body can use. They build proteins that will travel throughout your system. All of this happens while you dream, a quiet factory running its night shift. Your kidneys filter your blood like tiny, living screens. They remove waste products that would poison you if allowed to accumulate. They balance the salt and water in your system. They maintain the delicate chemistry that keeps your cells functioning. Entropy would let these toxins spread randomly. Your kidneys gather them and send them away. Even your skin works against entropy's tide. Dead cells on the surface flake away, replaced by new ones growing from below. Cuts heal themselves by building new tissue. Scratches disappear as cells divide and organize into smooth, healthy skin. Your body constantly repairs the damage that time and entropy inflict. In your bones, builders and destroyers work side by side. Some cells break down old bone tissue that has grown weak. Others build new, stronger bone in its place. Your skeleton completely rebuilds itself every few years. What seems permanent is actually in constant, organized renewal. Your immune system patrols your body like a microscopic army. White blood cells roam through your bloodstream, searching for invaders. When they find bacteria or viruses, they attack with precision weapons designed specifically for each threat. They remember previous battles, preparing for future invasions. Order defending itself against chaotic destruction. But perhaps the most remarkable rebellion happens in your brain. Billions of neurons maintain their connections despite entropy's tendency to scatter and dissolve. They strengthen important pathways. They prune away unused connections. They consolidate memories and integrate new learning. Your thoughts emerge from this organized electrical activity. As you sleep, your brain performs its most important maintenance. It washes away metabolic waste that accumulated during your waking hours. It strengthens the neural pathways that formed from today's experiences. It sorts through information, keeping what matters, releasing what does not. Even in rest, your brain works to maintain its complex organization. Your dreams tonight are entropy and order dancing together. Random neural firings create strange, impossible images. But your dreaming mind finds patterns in this chaos. It weaves these random elements into stories, however odd they might be. Even in sleep, consciousness rebels against pure randomness. This cellular rebellion requires fuel. The food you ate today becomes the energy that powers your body's fight against entropy. Complex molecules break down in controlled ways, releasing energy that cells capture and use. Your metabolism is a carefully managed fire, burning bright enough to maintain life but not so hot as to destroy the very structures it powers. Your breathing feeds this organized fire. Oxygen flows into your lungs, dissolves in your blood, travels to every cell. There it participates in the controlled burning that creates energy. Carbon dioxide, the waste product of this process, travels back to your lungs and leaves your body with each exhale. Even waste removal is organized, efficient, purposeful. But this rebellion against entropy comes with a price. The same processes that maintain your life also create the damage that leads to aging. Free radicals formed during metabolism attack cellular structures. DNA suffers tiny errors each time it copies itself. Proteins gradually accumulate damage that affects their function. Your cells have repair systems for all of this damage. Enzymes fix broken DNA. Other proteins replace damaged molecules. Antioxidants neutralize harmful free radicals. But these repair systems are not perfect. Some damage accumulates over time. This is how entropy ultimately wins, not through sudden collapse but through gradual, accumulated wear. Yet even in aging, there is beauty. Your cells continue their organized work for decades. They adapt to damage, finding new ways to function. They prioritize the most important tasks, letting less critical functions fade. Aging is not failure but a graceful negotiation with entropy, a slow transition from intense rebellion to peaceful surrender. Your sleeping body demonstrates that life is entropy's most beautiful exception. For a brief time in cosmic history, matter organizes itself into impossible complexity. Cells communicate. Organs cooperate. Systems integrate into the miracle of consciousness. All of it temporary, all of it precious, all of it a bright flame burning in entropy's darkness. This organized complexity extends beyond your individual body. You are part of larger living systems. Your breath feeds plants that produce the oxygen you need. Your waste nourishes soil that grows the food you eat. Your body temperature warms the air around you. Even your presence affects the ecosystem of your bedroom, your home, your world. Life on Earth is a planet-wide rebellion against entropy. Forests grow in organized patterns. Oceans circulate in predictable currents. Weather systems organize into patterns that distribute energy around the globe. The entire biosphere works together to maintain the conditions that allow life to continue its beautiful, temporary defiance of cosmic disorder. As you sink deeper into sleep, your body continues its quiet work. Your cells keep building, repairing, organizing. Your heart keeps beating. Your lungs keep breathing. Your brain keeps dreaming. All of it a gentle rebellion against the universe's tendency towards stillness and silence. Tonight, as you rest in entropy's embrace, you can take comfort in your body's dedicated resistance. Millions of cellular workers labor through the night to maintain the organized complexity that is you. But even as they work against entropy's tide, they participate in larger patterns of mixing and spreading that connect your life to all life. Pour cream into your morning coffee and watch what happens. The white liquid spreads in beautiful spirals through the dark brew. At first, the two remain distinct. You can see where coffee ends and cream begins. But slowly, gently, they blend together until the cup holds something new. Something uniform. Something balanced. This simple act in your kitchen mirrors the greatest process in the universe. On every scale, from the smallest atoms to the largest galaxies, everything mixes. Everything spreads. Everything moves toward the same gentle uniformity you see in your coffee cup. The air in your room demonstrates this mixing perfectly. Right now, oxygen molecules drift randomly through the space around you. They do not cluster in one corner, leaving the rest of your room empty. They spread evenly, filling every available space. Nitrogen does the same. So does carbon dioxide. Each gas mixes thoroughly with all the others. This mixing happens because molecules are always moving. They bounce off each other like invisible billiard balls. When there are more molecules in one place, they bump into each other more often. These collisions push them toward areas where there are fewer molecules. Eventually, they spread out evenly. Your breath participates in this cosmic mixing. The carbon dioxide you exhale does not stay in a small cloud around your face. It disperses throughout your room, then your house, then mixes with the atmosphere outside. The oxygen that trees release in distant forests eventually reaches your lungs. Everything connects through this patient process of spreading and blending. Heat mixes in the same way. The warmth from your body radiates outward, warming the air around you. This warm air rises and spreads, carrying your body heat throughout the room. Cool air flows in to replace it. Gradually, your room reaches a uniform temperature. Hot spots cool down. Cold spots warm up. Balance emerges naturally. In your cup of tea, this thermal mixing is easy to observe. The hot liquid near the bottom rises in gentle currents. Cooler tea near the surface sinks down to replace it. These circulation patterns, called convection currents, stir the tea naturally. They mix hot and cool until the entire cup reaches the same temperature. Ocean currents follow this same pattern on a vast scale. Warm water near the equator travels toward the poles. Cold water from polar regions flows toward the tropics. This massive circulation system mixes heat throughout the world's oceans. It moderates climate, preventing any region from becoming too hot or too cold. The atmosphere mixes in similar ways. High-pressure air flows toward low-pressure areas. Warm air masses meet cold fronts. Winds carry moisture from oceans to dry land. Weather is simply the atmosphere mixing itself, redistributing heat and water vapor until everything balances out. Even the solid Earth participates in this mixing. Deep beneath your feet, hot rock rises slowly from the planet's core. Cool rock near the surface sinks back down. This process, called convection, drives the movement of continents. It mixes the Earth's interior over millions of years, bringing hot material up and carrying cool material down. Your sleeping body creates its own mixing patterns. Blood flows from your warm core to your cooler extremities. Heat radiates from your skin into the surrounding air. Your breath carries warm, moist air out of your lungs and brings cool, dry air in. All of these processes work together to maintain your body temperature in balance with your environment. In space, this mixing happens on the grandest scale imaginable. Hot regions of the universe slowly cool as their energy spreads outward. Cold regions gradually warm as they absorb this dispersed energy. Over billions of years, the entire universe moves toward the same uniform temperature. Galaxies themselves are mixing bowls. Stars form in dense, concentrated regions where gas and dust have collected. These stellar nurseries are like drops of cream in cosmic coffee. But over time, stellar winds and supernovae explosions stir this material throughout the galaxy. What starts concentrated becomes spread out, mixed, uniform. The light from stars participates in this cosmic mixing too. Radiation spreads out in all directions from every star. It travels through space, carrying energy away from hot stellar cores toward the cold emptiness between stars. This light warms planets, heats interstellar dust, and gradually fills the universe with a gentle background glow. Your dreams tonight might follow similar patterns of mixing. Images from your day blend with older memories. Emotions from different experiences swirl together like cream in coffee. Logical thoughts dissolve into the flowing streams of sleep consciousness. Your dreaming mind naturally moves toward a kind of peaceful uniformity. Salt water demonstrates another kind of mixing. When you dissolve salt in water, the sodium and chlorine atoms separate and spread throughout the liquid. They do not clump together in one corner of the glass. They distribute themselves evenly, each ion surrounded by water molecules. The result is a uniform solution where every drop tastes the same. Your blood works as a similar solution. Nutrients absorbed from your digestive system dissolve and spread throughout your bloodstream. Oxygen from your lungs mixes uniformly with your blood. Waste products from your cells disperse through your circulatory system until your kidneys can filter them out. All of it mixing, spreading, seeking balance. Perfume in air shows this mixing most beautifully. A few molecules released from a bottle in one corner of a room gradually spread throughout the entire space. You cannot see these individual molecules moving, but you can smell their presence as they disperse. What started concentrated in one small area becomes distributed everywhere. This molecular mixing never stops. The scent molecules keep moving, keep spreading, even after they seem evenly distributed. They bounce off air molecules, off walls, off your skin. They follow random paths that gradually carry them throughout your entire house. Given enough time, a single molecule of perfume could travel around the world. Temperature differences drive much of this mixing. Heat always flows from warm places to cool places. This flow creates currents, movements, circulations that stir everything together. Your warm coffee cools by transferring its heat to the surrounding air. Your body stays warm by constantly producing heat that radiates into your cooler environment. As you lie in your bed tonight, you are part of countless mixing processes. Your body heat warms your blankets. Your breath adds moisture to the air. Your presence changes the subtle air currents in your room. You are both affected by the universe's mixing and a participant in it. The pillow beneath your head slowly absorbs heat from your body. The sheets around you warm to match your skin temperature. The air you breathe out carries away excess heat and moisture. All of these small exchanges are part of the greater mixing that connects everything to everything else. This cosmic stirring teaches patience. Mixing takes time. Ocean currents move slowly. Atmospheric circulation follows seasonal rhythms. Even the fastest mixing, like cream in coffee, unfolds gradually before your eyes. The universe is never in a hurry to reach equilibrium. It simply continues mixing, moment by moment, century by century. And as you drift toward sleep, carried by these gentle currents of thermal mixing and molecular diffusion, you can sense something profound about the nature of information itself. Look at your phone resting on the nightstand. Its screen glows softly in the darkness, displaying time, messages, tiny icons that represent entire worlds of information. But even as it sits quietly, something is happening inside. The battery slowly drains. Organized electrical energy becomes random heat. Information itself is gently dissolving into entropy. Your phone stores information as patterns of electrical charge. Tiny capacitors hold electrons in precise arrangements. These arrangements represent the photos you took today, the messages you sent, the songs you love. Each pattern is like a frozen moment of organization in a sea of chaos. But entropy works on information just as it works on everything else. Random thermal motion shakes electrons from their ordered positions. Cosmic rays from space flip bits of data. Time itself slowly erodes the sharp distinctions between 1 and 0, between signal and noise, between meaning and randomness. Battery drain is information decay made visible. Each electron that flows from the positive terminal to the negative one carries away a tiny amount of organized energy. This energy becomes heat, warming your phone slightly, then radiating into the air around it. Order becomes disorder. Information becomes entropy. The same process happens in your sleeping brain. The sharp memories of today begin to soften. Less important details fade first, like ink washing away in rain. Your mind naturally sorts through the day's information, strengthening what matters, releasing what does not. This forgetting is not failure. It is information finding its natural balance. Consider a photograph from your childhood. The colors have faded slightly over the years. The edges have softened. Small details have become unclear. This is not just physical decay. It is information entropy. The precise arrangement of molecules that once captured a perfect moment has slowly randomized. The image blurs as its information content decreases. Your DNA carries the ultimate information library. For billion years of evolutionary wisdom written in the language of genes. But even this precious code is not immune to entropy's gentle touch. Copying errors creep in. Mutations accumulate. The perfect information slowly accumulates noise, like static gradually overwhelming a distant radio station. Yet life has learned to dance with this information decay. Your cells have proofreading mechanisms that catch most copying errors. They have repair systems that fix damaged DNA. Evolution itself uses information entropy creatively, turning random mutations into the raw material for adaptation and change. Books demonstrate information entropy on a human timescale. The paper slowly yellows. The ink fades. Moisture causes pages to warp and stick together. Libraries work constantly against this decay, preserving information through careful climate control, digitization, and restoration. But even their best efforts only slow the inevitable return to randomness. Digital information faces the same fate, despite appearing permanent. Hard drives fail. Memory chips degrade. Magnetic fields weaken. The cloud servers that store your photos and documents require constant energy to maintain their organized states. Without this energy, information would decay as surely as flowers wilt without water. Your thoughts tonight follow this same pattern of gentle dissolution. Sharp worries from the day become soft concerns. Specific memories blend into general impressions. The clear boundaries between different ideas begin to blur. This mental entropy prepares your mind for the creative chaos of dreams. Language itself demonstrates information fade. Words change meaning over centuries. Pronunciation shifts gradually. Ancient texts become harder to understand as the living context that gave them meaning fades away. What once communicated precisely becomes poetry, suggestion, mystery. Even the stars participate in information entropy. Their light carries information about their composition, temperature, and motion. But as this light travels through space, it encounters dust, gas, and gravitational fields that blur its message. By the time starlight reaches your eyes, much of its original information has been lost to the randomizing effects of the cosmos. The warmth you feel under your blankets is information becoming entropy. Your body's metabolic processes convert the organized information stored in food molecules into heat. Complex proteins become simple amino acids. Structured carbohydrates become random thermal motion. Your life runs on this constant transformation of information into energy. Your sleeping computer demonstrates this process beautifully. Even in standby mode, it uses energy to maintain the patterns of information in its memory. Without power, these patterns would fade within minutes. The organized states that represent your files, your settings, your digital life require constant energy to resist entropy's pull toward randomness. But there is beauty in information's decay. Old photographs gain a dreamlike quality as they fade. Aged books develop character as their pages yellow. Vintage recordings have a warm, imperfect sound that digital perfection cannot match. The loss of sharp information creates space for imagination, interpretation, and emotional resonance. Your dreams will demonstrate this tonight. The clear, logical information of your waking thoughts will dissolve into flowing, associative patterns. Facts will blend with feelings. Memories will merge with imagination. Your sleeping mind creates beauty from the gentle chaos of fading information. Music shows us how information and entropy can dance together. A perfect digital recording contains every detail, every nuance. But live music, with its small imperfections and random variations, often feels more alive. The slight information loss creates space for human expression, for the unpredictable moments that make performance art. The handwritten letter fades differently than the email. Ink bleeds slowly into paper fibers. The writer's pressure varies subtly across the page. These imperfections carry information too, but information that entropy gradually reclaims. The personality in the handwriting becomes part of the paper's slow return to randomness. Your voice carries information through sound waves that immediately begin to disperse. The precise patterns of your words spread outward, weakening with distance, mixing with other sounds, gradually becoming indistinguishable from background noise. Yet in that brief moment of clarity, meaning travels from mind to mind. Even memories stored in photographs fade in a different way than memories stored in minds. The photo preserves visual details while losing emotional context. Your mental memory preserves feeling while losing precise detail. Both forms of information storage yield to entropy, but in their own unique patterns of decay. The candle flame beside your bed consumes information as it burns. The ordered structure of wax molecules becomes the random motion of heat and light. The candle's slow disappearance is information entropy made visible. Each flicker carries away a tiny amount of organized matter, transforming it into warming energy that disperses into your room. As you prepare for sleep, your conscious information processing slows. The sharp focus of attention softens. The clear categories of thought begin to overlap and blur. This is not mental decay but mental rest. Your mind naturally releases its tight grip on organized information, allowing entropy to prepare the way for sleep's creative disorder. Your breathing carries information too. The rate, the depth, the slight variations all communicate your body's state to the systems that monitor your health. But even this biological information follows entropy's law, varying randomly around stable averages, never maintaining perfect precision. And as your thoughts begin their gentle fade from sharp awareness to soft dreams, you sense something vast and peaceful about this universal tendency toward informational rest, toward the final quiet state where all patterns resolve into perfect, eternal stillness. Imagine the universe as it will be in the far distant future. No stars burn in the endless night. No planets orbit empty space. No galaxies spiral through the darkness. Everything has reached the same temperature. Everything has found perfect, eternal rest. This is what scientists call heat death, but it is not death as you know it. It is the universe's final sleep. Tonight, as you rest in your warm bed, the cosmos moves slowly toward this ultimate stillness. Every star that burns brings this moment closer. Every breath you take, every heartbeat, every thought contributes to the universe's gentle journey toward perfect equilibrium. You are part of this vast, patient progression toward cosmic peace. The stars you see through your window are already beginning this journey. Each one burns through its nuclear fuel, converting organized matter into dispersed energy. Light and heat spread outward from stellar cores, carrying away the concentrated energy that once held atoms in perfect fusion. These stellar fires will not burn forever. Your sun will swell into a red giant in about 5 billion years. It will consume the inner planets, then slowly shed its outer layers into space. What remains will be a white dwarf star, no bigger than Earth but containing most of the sun's original mass. This tiny ember will cool for trillions of years, gradually radiating away its remaining heat. Eventually, even this cooling will end. Your sun will become a cold, dark sphere floating through space. Its temperature will match the temperature of the universe around it. No more heat will flow from it because there will be nowhere cooler for that heat to go. Perfect thermal equilibrium will have been achieved. The same fate awaits every star in every galaxy. The massive ones will explode as supernovas, scattering their substance across space. The smaller ones will cool more quietly, like candles burning down to nothing. Some will collapse into black holes, which will eventually evaporate through a process so slow it defies imagination. But heat death is not violent or sudden. It is incredibly gentle, unfolding over time scales that make human history seem like a single heartbeat. The universe has been expanding and cooling for nearly 14 billion years. It has trillions upon trillions of years left in its journey toward final rest. As the universe expands, it cools. The space between galaxies grows larger. The cosmic background radiation, the afterglow of the Big Bang, becomes cooler and more dilute. Eventually, this ancient light will fade beyond detection. The universe will become darker and quieter with each passing eon. Matter itself will begin to decay in the far future. Protons, the stable cores of atoms, may slowly break apart over unimaginable spans of time. If they do, even the atoms in your body will eventually dissolve back into simpler particles. The complex chemistry that makes life possible will unwind into fundamental randomness. But do not find this prospect frightening. Heat death represents the ultimate fulfillment of entropy's gentle law. All the energy that now flows from hot to cold, all the mixing and spreading that you have observed throughout this journey, will finally reach completion. The universe will achieve perfect balance. In this final state, no work can be done. No engines can run because there are no temperature differences to drive them. No life can exist because life requires energy gradients to maintain its organized complexity. But this is not tragedy. It is the deepest possible peace. Think of it as the universe finally exhaling after billions of years of holding its breath. All the tension between hot and cold, between order and disorder, between concentrated energy and dispersed equilibrium will finally relax. Every system will find its natural resting state. Your own sleep tonight offers a glimpse of this cosmic rest. Your body temperature drops slightly as you relax. Your breathing slows. Your heart rate decreases. Your brain waves shift into gentler patterns. You approach your own personal equilibrium, a temporary preview of the universe's eventual stillness. In the heat-death universe, entropy will reach its maximum value. There will be no more opportunities for disorder to increase because perfect disorder will already exist. Paradoxically, this maximum entropy state will also be a state of perfect order, where everything is evenly distributed and nothing ever changes. The second law of thermodynamics, which states that entropy always increases, will finally be satisfied completely. The universe will have paid its ultimate debt to randomness. All the organization that emerged from the Big Bang, all the stars and planets and life itself, will have contributed their ordered energy to the cosmic mixing bowl. But even in heat death, the universe will not be empty. It will be filled with particles moving at the temperatures characteristic of that distant era. Quantum fluctuations will still create tiny, temporary variations in the cosmic sea. The universe will continue to exist, just in its most balanced, peaceful form. This ultimate fate gives perspective to your present moment. The warmth you feel under your blankets, the oxygen flowing through your lungs, the electrical activity in your brain are all temporary arrangements of energy that will someday join the universal equilibrium. But their temporary nature makes them no less beautiful or meaningful. Your thoughts tonight participate in the universe's information processing. Each idea you have, each memory you form, each dream you experience represents a momentary organization of matter and energy. These mental states will not last forever, but they are part of the cosmic story, part of the universe coming to know itself before it rests. The love you feel for others, the beauty you perceive in art and nature, the wonder you experience while contemplating the cosmos are all ways that the universe temporarily organizes itself into consciousness. These experiences will fade as heat death approaches, but they are authentic expressions of cosmic creativity. Even your breathing connects you to this vast timeline. The oxygen you inhale was forged in stellar cores billions of years ago. The carbon dioxide you exhale will eventually be dispersed throughout the galaxy. You are both ancient and temporary, both star stuff and human consciousness. Scientists sometimes call heat death the Big Freeze, but this name misses the warmth inherent in perfect equilibrium. The final temperature of the universe will not be absolute zero. It will be a gentle coolness, just warm enough for quantum processes to continue their subtle dance. As you drift toward sleep, you can imagine yourself joining this cosmic lullaby. Your active thoughts slowing like cooling stars. Your busy worries dissolving like galaxies spreading apart. Your restless energy finding its natural equilibrium in the peaceful darkness of night. This is entropy's final gift to consciousness. The promise that all struggles will eventually end in rest. All tensions will resolve into balance. All the complexity and chaos of existence will settle into the deepest possible peace. Heat death is not the universe's failure but its ultimate success, the completion of the longest, most patient journey toward perfect rest. Your dreams tonight will be tiny previews of this cosmic slumber. Random thoughts floating in the darkness of sleep. Gentle images rising and falling like thermal fluctuations in the universe's final state. Your sleeping mind finding its own temporary equilibrium, its own brief taste of the eternal quiet that awaits all things. And in this recognition of endings, in this acceptance of the universe's ultimate destination, there is profound comfort. You are not separate from the cosmos but part of its great journey toward rest. Your life is one bright moment in the universe's long, slow, beautiful process of learning how to sleep.